Up, up. Okay, looks like we are live. Guys, what is going on? Welcome to another edition of the Narik Chase channel. We're at episode 160. Now,
Yay!
yeah, we getting up there. I wanted to kind of do a Z Nation discussion. But I'm gonna wait for that because I can't wait to get on to Z Nation streamline. But anyways, guys, what's popping? We have a special video that we're going to be doing today. It's going to be me and Madam B. I can't really get in contact with Ken because my phone's off right now, so I don't care. It's okay. But anyways, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be talking about the Child's Play television series. And I know we did touch upon it a little bit when we were talking about the Child's Play series, about the movies, the upcoming movie that's going to be coming out as a reboot, the television series. But we're just going to talk about the television series just itself, news.
But before we begin, we'd like to do like a brief recap of the movies and then see what it leads to with the TV series and see, do we want any of that? Do we want none of that? Or what do we want out of the TV series?
What do we want from the TV series?
Okay, so we'll start off with the first movie. Uh, Talk about it a little bit on to the second and on and on. Then we'll get to the TV series, what we would like to see in it, who's going to be directing it, which we already know in case you don't. Okay, let's get to it.
Oh, okay. I think you were talking about. Okay, the Child's Play series films series is basically about 8 films now. I think about eight
Uh,
films at this point. Uh, but the thing about them is they all revolve around our favorite childhood doll slasher character.
I never had a doll.
Well, I didn't have one either. That there's no way that could be. That's it. 7 movies? Oh well, that's close. That's close. All right. The film series has been consisted of 7 movies. Child's Play that came out in '88. Child's Play 2 that came out in '90. Child's Play 3 that came out in '91. The Bride of Chucky in '98. The Seed of Chucky in 2004, The Curse of Chucky in 2013, and of course the latest installment being The Cult of Chucky that came out 2017. And basically the gist of all the movies, well at least the first 3 movies, was this a serial killer ends up getting trapped in his doll's body after his own physical body was fatally
What
wounded.
did you think about that? The how he got trapped in a doll the first movie.
It was actually pretty unique. That was one of the standout things, but it was unique.
Like with all the voodoo he was practicing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I can, see it like that.
Now, when they did the whole internet thing of how he learned how to do it, that was BS.
What do you mean?
In the Bride of Chucky, they had stated that, or what is it? Was a book that said Voodoo for Dummies or something like that.
Yes.
And didn't on
Okay.
another one, another movie, they said that he got off the internet.
Did they?
I want to say yeah, but I was like, it was like 1988. The internet wasn't even there yet. Not like that.
All right. Yeah, the Bride of Chucky and how she read it from a book. Yeah.
That was total BS. Now it's safe to say that really the best of the series are the first 2 movies. The third movie was straight. It was pretty cool. It actually still fit into the narrative of the Child's Play series. But of course, when the films switched over to the whole Chucky, it seems like they keep getting worse and worse.
So, did you like how Chucky the doll made his, you know, debut into the Child's Play series?
Yeah, yeah. I think it was a pretty cool and interesting and unique way. It was different. It was a lot more had to do a lot more with subtlety, which is what Chucky how he goes about killing his victims and stuff. It's all
Mm-hmm.
about subtlety. So I think it worked out really well, especially with building suspense.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, and like I said, the story was pretty unique.
So in the first two, he was after Andy, right?
The first three.
The first three, he was after Andy, and then well, the third one he met the other boy, right?
Yeah, yeah. In the third one, Andy's older, and then he was like, I want to get in this young kid, happened to be a black kid at this military school, which I never understood why he went to a military school to come get that one specific person. Like, if you think about the first two movies, it kind of makes sense, but it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Well,
okay,
yeah, because the doll was there. You know, it had probably had a reason to be there. The first one, he got it as a gift, which was okay. She bought it off a homeless person. It just so happened to be the doll that he got trapped into. And the second one, I couldn't believe that it was a lot of kids in the home, and the doll just happened to be there. So yeah.
and then like I said, the third one just it felt like they did the thing which I hate. I hate in horror film series where they in one movie they have to deal with some kind of supernatural force, some type of force, some type of killer, or some type of alien, and if that person survives the first movie, they can't have the force deal with somebody else. They have to put that same exact character in the same exact position in in the movie, which is
Mm-hmm.
why uh, that's why I didn't. That's why I hate about any films. Look, Chucky got his debut with Andy in the first movie. Came back for the second one. By the third movie, he should not have been talking to Andy. It should have been some other kid,
Mm.
somewhere else. And then of course they bring Andy back, but that's just because of the fans.
Why a kid? I wonder. For basically he's a grown man trapped in a doll, but why a kid? Because
Yeah.
kid would what believe it automatically, or do things that the doll itself can't do. Which Chucky was
But I
very
mean,
mobile.
I
He
mean,
got around.
if you think about it, it does make sense. Of a talking dog goes to talking to a kid.
Yeah, as I said, they would believe it more than a
Yeah.
human.
I mean, if it was
I
a
mean, not the
person,
human, but the adult.
but you also bring up an interesting point there because it's like, well, why can't he just tie up a human? Because you not a human, an adult, which you've seen before,
Mm-hmm.
and just get into the adult's body. But I could kind of understand the kid more now because the kid's more susceptible. Uh, but I think it would benefit someone like that to being a kid,
Mm.
grow up, not having to worry about things. Because if he does it to an adult, now he has to adjust to that adult's life, his friends, his family. He has to pay
Right.
bills and stuff. But it would make sense to do it from the kids so that way you can grow up, become the person that you want to be, and then start doing that.
So, what do you think about how he came back in the third one with them making the doll all over again, his blood mixing with of the
It was in the back.
stuff they was making?
I can honestly say sense, kind of. I don't think I don't know because
But that one vat couldn't have been for that one doll.
you think it'd be more than one dog.
Yeah.
I want to say yes, but I guess because they were trying to stick with the consistency of the. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I don't know. I don't know. I can understand your argument in that
Mm-hmm.
because then the code of Chucky ends up addressing that where yeah he could be in different bodies. And the
Mm-hmm.
question would be no, it wouldn't be because at this time it's been like 40 years, so that same wax stuff that he's plastic that he's made from won't still be circulating like that.
No.
But basically, what you're saying is Child's Play 3 probably should have been the Code of Chucky. It should have been multiple
Or
Chuckies.
maybe the cult of Chucky could have mentioned it or did a little flashback, and then these dolls were somewhere else, and he just
But I
hell
think,
on
but this is the thing.
them.
I don't think that'll work for a Child's Play if you want to keep the suspense. Now, it's an interesting part of the story, and
Mm.
it would make sense. But in terms of actual thrills and suspense, I think it would work with just one. And the thing about Chucky is he's a character that's underestimated. That's what makes him so deadly. That's what makes him so efficient. You underestimate him.
Okay.
When you're watching a killer movie, you're not thinking of a killer that's like 2 feet tall. You're thinking of like a 5 foot something. You're ready to fight that.
Right. Okay. So why after he got um met his match or whatever, and at the end of three, would he want to move to an adult now?
Wait, did he want to?
Well, he needed basically an adult to get to what he was getting to, the amulet, which he said held some.
Well, let him do it. Let him
Yeah.
do it. I'm not really sure. I still think the whole if he could just jump bodies like that, it's. I feel like what makes the series stupid is it's that easy to do. He could have did it to anybody. All the people he killed, all the people he maimed, and all that. He could have just did that to anybody. But since we are going by the whole amulet thing, which kind of doesn't make sense because, sorry guys, in the Code of Chucky, they retconned that
Mm-hmm.
because of the whole him jumping into different bodies.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't have the amulet then.
Right.
But it was also a bit different because, from what I understand it is, he can only do it and actually jump bodies like single to single.
Mm-hmm.
But in that one, he jumped into several different ones. So it's like, okay, how's he able to do this?
Okay.
And even with, in fact, Bride of Chucky the same thing. How did he summon Tiffany in the body if he didn't have the amulet?
Right. He what?
He killed
Right.
her.
He held up his hand, said the chant, and that was so. Why was that amulet needed?
I don't know. I think personally with it, I don't know.
Maybe it was something. The only thing they could think of to actually bring back. You know what?
No, this is what I think, and I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure that I'm on to something right here.
Okay.
I think you can use it without the amulet if you're dying or in like a death like position. Now that could be,
Okay, in order to stay in that no.
but
Okay.
you know what? That's just poor writing. That's what that is. Just straight up poor writing. Because when he died, he had an amulet, jumped into the doll's body, but it doesn't explain how he kept coming back. Now you can say his spirit or whatever was in the whole wax and doll and stuff. Okay, fine. Okay, he came back. Okay, fine. Through the wax or whatever. But then you got the Bride of Chucky. He kills the. She brought him back, which didn't make sense how she
Right out
brought.
of a Voodoo for Dummies book. And what did you think about Tiffany's debut in Jennifer Tilly?
I don't mind her character. I just think it's a poorly written one.
Mm.
She's. I don't buy her as a killer. I don't because she seems like an airhead. Like she seems like a nice lady, but when you watch movies with her in it, she seems like an airhead.
It's the way she talks.
It's not even just that. It's the way she talks, the way she handles herself, the way she just almost everything about it. Like there is probably not gonna be a movie she's like a serial killer, and I'm gonna look at it and be like, man, she was just killing the shit out of people. Like I bought her as a serial killer. Like if there's a movie like what's that movie with Taraji P Henson in it that bombed, where she was supposed to be this badass, uh,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Proud Mary. If she came out with a movie like that, I could not take the movie seriously. These Taraji P Henson have been in some roles where she got her ass kicked and she's vulnerable, and then she's kind of a loudmouth hoodoo. So
Yeah, just like that movie I told you to watch, Bella Mafia. It had Jennifer Tilly in it. Now the other women, the old woman, the other three young women, I could buy them as you know mafia killers. You know, avenging their husband's death. I could not, no matter how hard I put it, and she was doing all in black and kill. I could not see her as no mafia killer.
this is how I see Jennifer Tilly. She's in Rain. She's Lola. That's all I can say.
Lola was actually a very good character. She died a horrible death. Don't mention it
I'm sorry, brother.
again.
But
Okay, anyway.
but that's she just came off a bit too corny. That's the one problem I had with it. It was she wasn't corny. I mean, she was corny as hell. She wasn't particularly written well. I could understand her being an actual serious character.
Mm-hmm.
If they written that character out, then yes. But they didn't. They just put somebody there.
So, what did you think of the overall, like the two dolls taking the two adults hostage.
Yeah, it was the movie was terrible. There's like no way getting around it. If you like it for the popcorn fun or you're a huge Chucky fan, fine, but there's no getting out of it. The movie was freaking terrible. It
Okay.
had some laughs in it. Hey, we got a couple chuckles out of it. I know I
Mhm.
did, but it's still just like a bad movie.
So they went to get the amulet, and at the end, I didn't see the amulet.
No, he got it. Although I did think it was funny as hell he got knocked in the grave and he was dead. He's like, ah! That shit was hilarious. But like all, and the thing about it is, all of them are interesting ideas. I wish they would retcon Seed of Chucky, cause that was just I don't know what the hell they were going with on that one.
Okay, speaking of Seed of Chucky,
That was like an episode of like the Twilight Zone.
that was okay. She somehow had a plastic baby doll, and so what did they? Okay, what did they both go into hypersleep? What brought them back? Because on Seed of Chucky, they were robots, or were they really?
They were
Or
like animatronics, but there's no reason they should have came back.
right. So was it the real ones from Bride of Chucky, or was it just?
Hmm.
So what happened? Did they go into a sleep and they needed a jolt to keep them from to bring them back? Well, he said some kind of chant. It didn't match any of the other ones.
I don't freaking know. I don't freaking know. I didn't gave up with that one. That movie was so bad they couldn't even bring it back for the Curse of Chucky. And I like the Curse of Chucky to some extent because you know what? Fuck the Seed of Chucky. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that movie no
But
more.
okay, the Curse of Chucky, it really didn't make any sense to me. If that was what I didn't, I don't want to say that's what drove him to kill him, but it was kind of stupid.
No, if you think about it like this, if you don't think about it as an origin story for Chucky, if
Yeah.
you take all of that stuff out, it wasn't a bad movie to some extent because it was like
Well,
a haunted house. It
so
was
the origin of Chucky for Charles Lee Ray,
yeah, it went into like this backstory about the guy.
and what was the backstory?
About how he was obsessed over old girl's mom, even though he
Yeah,
was already a killer,
yeah.
and they didn't mention Jennifer Tilly at all. But I'm it was a bad movie, but I to some of the backstory I kind of could rock with.
So, okay, when they did the flashback and then they were all together, she was just meeting Charles Lee Ray. He was already the what Lakeshore Strangler, and they didn't know about it. So when he tried, well, he kidnapped her, or was in her house or something
He
like that,
kidnapped her.
and so that's what led to him getting shot in the store. Okay, well, that wasn't his baby, was it?
I don't know.
Hmm. I still think it's that was kind of.
I kind of want to say that he robbed a store in the first movie. Maybe he did. You know what? I'm gonna go look that up. Cause I was like, cause all you see is the cop is chasing him. That's it from the first film. You don't know why. I don't think it says why.
Well, but I thought the curse of Chucky and him kidnapping her and then the police coming and him running. I thought that's what led to it.
But I don't remember the first movie establishing that.
Well, no, it didn't. We just see him running, an open and running scene.
Not to mention Chris Sarandon was the awesome detective guy in the first film. And future chased by homicide detective through the streets. See after a failed robbery attempt. I knew it.
Okay, I didn't say you were wrong.
So wait a minute. So why in the hell did the curse of Chucky just retcon that?
I didn't. Anyway, and that doll was just. They put too much makeup on that doll, but that was not Chucky. He looked horrible.
I
It
like
was too plastic. It was just.
I did honestly I didn't mind the redesign. and the reason why is because it's been over time. There's no reason for.
Yeah, but then he took it off. He took off his makeup.
Well,
Yeah, you
okay,
saw all the scars.
okay,
I
that's
just
okay.
didn't. I just didn't like the overlay.
Well, the scars look better in that one than it did in the other one. For the other one, he looked like this. Well, actually, he
I
looks
mean, he
pretty
was
cool.
actually more kind of in Bride of Chucky. He was. I get you know.
I don't know. Look, all I know is to me, yes, he looked weird, but it's like I'm like, you can't have the same design 30 years after the fact. No, because look, even
Even, even the clothes.
the model and stuff has to change too. Because Barbie ain't made the exact same way it was when we were growing up.
Right.
So you can't do that with him too. Even
All
though he
right.
does look funny.
So, what did you think about the Curse of Chucky? All of that. What?
If they, like I said, taking out the whole backstory with Charles Lee Ray, if they would actually put more, use that time to put into the characters,
So the characters were like.
they were all cannon fodder. The one mom chick or the sister chick or whatever was just a total bitch the whole movie.
Yeah.
The one dude that got his jaw knocked off, knocked loose, he was stupid. I just no. Just like all the characters you didn't really care about. The only one is probably the girl in the wheelchair and probably the little girl, but more the girl in the wheelchair.
Okay, which she comes more into focus in Cult of Chucky. So was she playing the entire time, the entire life, or was she really?
No, she really was. That the whole him possessing her thing, I will admit it was cool
And she got walked out of there in red high heels.
after she stepped on the guy's head. I'm like, wow. So you just smushed this
That
guy's
zombie
head.
brain.
But I
That
was
head
like,
was soft.
like I said, it was cool, but it would have made sense if she wasn't paralyzed, if she wasn't paraplegic, or whatever they call it.
All right, and I don't know whether it was you that mentioned it. I think you did. The whole Andy thing.
Waste.
Yeah,
There was
you
no
said that
reason for
didn't
him.
belong up in
There
there.
was no reason for him to be there. And my thing is, why the hell would he want to take over this girl's body when she's in a wheelchair? I think they just did that because that's his daughter, and because remember how what I said when I saw it, I was like, that scene is stupid. It don't make sense, but it's kind of cool seeing her because she looks.
Yeah, she does.
So I was like it's cool, but it's like no, that doesn't make any sense.
Mm.
The crazy guy, I could probably understand if he'd have did it to him, the one with the split personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. And like somebody else said, it would have made more sense if Chucky was supposed to be jumping bodies like this. Why he just didn't take over everybody in the freaking hospital?
Right. So, but wait a minute. Was there actual possession in Cult of Chucky with Because I thought when they took Chucky outside and they was gonna bury him or whatever, I thought that man got possessed.
No, this dumbass was acting like it.
Really?
Yes, that's. I was like, really? He's literally just acting like he's Chucky. Because you think about it, what did he do? He didn't do anything. He just came out of the hole, did like this. But you don't see him killing nobody. You don't see him going after her. You don't see any of that until like the last bit where I guess they made it seem like he killed that one chick.
Yeah.
But you don't see it.
I actually thought that something happened down there, and
That's the way it's set. So that's like I said, that Cur- Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky could have been the two films to bring this series back from the brink. And whoever wrote them are horrible people. They're horrible.
Right. I do think Andy shouldn't have been in there. I don't know why they thought it was a good idea to try to bring him back. And
Another Burt Gummer.
so what about at the end, Kyle?
Who?
The girl from 2. They brought her back at the end.
Oh what?
Of Cult of Chucky.
They didn't bring her back.
It was like a. You did see Kyle at the end, right? The girl.
Yeah, I know you're talking about, but I don't remember seeing her.
You sure?
I'm quite sure. I'm quite. Let me see what you talking about. I think you're wrong. I think you're lying. You don't lie on Breaker Debates.
I'm not lying. Well, I thought it was her.
Now Jennifer Tilly, I saw her. Don't be lying on.
Yes, Andy's former foster sister Kyle from the second film enters Andy's house, having been sent by Andy to continue torturing the original Chucky severed head. I knew I saw her.
Let me. I need to watch that. Watch that.
Be my guest.
I mean, I kind of remember you reading that before, but I don't
Yes,
remember it.
I've seen it.
we, we don't brag on Breaker Debates either. So.
I'm not bragging,
you,
but anyway,
wrong.
that did happen. So all that time he was just torturing the Chucky's head.
That was stupid. I don't understand what's the point of that. What was the point of that?
Like after all these years, he has not moved on. That's what I don't get about these movies. And I know we hadn't talked about it, but I know we got to like the Halloween movie. Yeah, I know we got to talk about that. But I just don't get when they can't move on, and in that movie still they have to bring back that character in order to establish something.
No, I don't mind that
Ooh.
because it makes sense that certain characters can't move on and stuff. Fine,
After
but it
40
has to be.
years.
But it has to be. Uh, really?
40 years. And that's her. Oh,
Yeah,
fat
it is
chin.
a.
I told you.
Okay. Well, I would give you that. I will give you that.
Anyway.
But like that, you can't come up with a good story. So what you're gonna do? Bring back some of the originals and see how that gonna go. And I'm quite sure if Chris Sarandon is still alive, or if he's dead, I don't know if the guy's dead or alive. They will try to bring him back too.
Okay.
Which I think he's still alive because he was in Fright Night, but that was 7 years ago.
So we kind of recapped all these, gave our little thoughts and whatever. Now the TV series, it will be directed by what's his name, Don Mancini.
That's his name.
Yeah, the one who directed the some of the other ones.
Whoa, hold on. It was confirmed that Brad Dourif will return for the 8-part series to voice Charles Lee Chucky Ray. Woohoo!
Okay, so we have Brad coming back.
Okay, so we got Don Mancini, who's
Mm-hmm.
going to be who's created it and is going to be developing it. So that's pretty cool, and it's good because the Sci-Fi Channel is going to be picking it up,
Okay.
which is bad because the Sci-Fi Channel decided to cancel Z Nation.
Yes, they did.
So the assholes,
I know.
jazz for jackasses. But anyways,
All right, so TV series. Where do you think they're gonna go with it? He said he wants something fresh and new, but he also said he wants something to kind of maybe bring back from the first one, from first and second one.
they do it like this. Do what they did with Friday the 13th reboot. Do what they did with Mortal Kombat 9.
And that is
They took the first three movies, put them stories all into one. They should take the first three movies, put them together, stretch them out into an 8-part series, or at least the first two movies.
all right. So it won't be a continuation after Cult of Chucky. It'll just start over.
That's what I think they should go with it. I would be livid if they did. Now, if he's going to bring back the original characters, I think that's the way they should do it. If there's going to be a new story, question is it going to be set in 1988 or is it going to be set nowadays? I kind of don't want to see it set nowadays. People are fucking stupid, and I think them utilizing like the internet and
I mean,
cell
you
phones and
said
stuff.
original characters
Yeah,
like Kyle now.
no original characters, not original actors, like the original characters. Yeah, it would make sense. Introduce Kyle in the first in this, and then that'll give her a story, give the cop a story, give the mom a story, give Andy a story.
Ooh, ooh. They can bring back Kyle, but have her play the role of the woman in the second one who was taking care of
I was gonna say, why don't they have the chick that played Kyle be the mom? But the mom
or
was the mom.
that's a good one too.
Nah, but let her be the lady that was taken care of because the mom was attractive. Kyle, she's still
Oh
kind of
my
cute,
gosh.
but she's kind of
The woman
older.
from the
Let's not do that. Oh, that. No, let me stop talking like that. I'm sorry. I feel bad. All right, the Child's Play franchise is going to be also featuring a big screen reboot, which we're not going to be talking about, but sequel series entitled. Okay, yeah. Don Mancini to develop a sequel series entitled Chucky. Don't call it Chucky. Call it Child's Play. Uh, that's like them.
That's what the TV series is gonna be called.
That's it, Chucky right here. Now I know it's just Child's Play. The other on the other one, but it's saying Chucky, which I don't want to say Chucky. It's like saying Hellraiser. Don't call it Hellraiser. Call it Pinhead.
Right.
Don't call it Friday the 13th. Call it Jason. Or now, if they came out with a movie called Voorhees, that's a badass title. um, let's see what we got going. It's a sequel. Hold on. Massini first plans for a TV sequel to the seven Child's Play movies back in February of last year, and the project is now found a home at Sci-Fi after a multi-network bidding war. Massini is writing the script and executive producing with the franchise producer David Kirshner and Nick Antosca. Um,
Okay.
if this is going to be a series, I don't know how that is going to be because the films are so damn inconsistent.
Yeah, they don't follow one another.
I can even understand if they took.
So what are they saying basically?
I, I don't know. Be honest with you, uh,
So that they're gonna take them all seven, or they're gonna con- continue after number seven, or
I think they're just gonna go with number seven, but just kind of go their own its own way.
just continue. Like
Cause think about it.
remove all the other ones. Start from the Cult of Chucky and
Because if you think about it, the films do follow one continuity, but they don't feel like it sometimes. Because the first two movies, okay, Child's Play 3 is like its own thing, even though it kind of,
goes back to the second and
yeah.
first one.
And then you got the Bride of Chucky and the Seed of Chucky, and they kind of go back to the original ones. And then you got the Curse of Chucky and the Code of Chucky, and those two are actually sequels, but they kind of throw back to the other ones.
Okay,
So
so
I'm thinking,
that means that his daughter might be up in there.
no. You know what? That's actually a good point. Is she going to come back if it's going to be a sequel
That's
series?
what I was thinking if they follow after that one in a TV series.
So they gotta come with some. They gotta come with some fire with this because at this point,
I mean, you got him coming back to voice Chucky, so why not his daughter? Oh wow, they did anything to stay together.
the Johnny Friendly Carter writes, Massini has teased a very creepy series that would go darker than ever before. Yeah, uh, the plan was to develop 8 1-hour episodes that would keep franchise continuity, which there is none. So it's not a reboot, but a continuation.
What? So they're gonna give Chucky his own villain?
Who? Chucky is the villain.
I know they're gonna give him his own.
What do you mean?
He's gonna have to go after someone
Everybody to him is a villain. I don't. I don't know who's gonna come back into it. I hope Andy's character don't come back. Honestly, I hope none of the characters come back. But like you said, that I don't understand that. What is the point of it being a continuity when the continuity has been so messed up? And I look, I don't mind if they come out with a series and they fix everything that was messed up in the franchise.
else.
Fine, but they've there's no continue. And remember what I said about how a lot of these horror films,
Mm.
the consistency is not there. What happens in one movie? How do you beat? I mean, one movie you don't beat them the same way in this movie. Their motivation is completely different in the next movie.
Mm-hmm.
Bride of Chucky, like I said, it's it's when it stopped being they stopped taking it serious and because
Cause okay, at the end of Cult of Chucky, you have
three
uh
Chuckies,
right.
two Tiffany's, one's a doll, one's a human. When there was a doll too?
What did what what's her name?
Tiffany.
Yeah.
So it was a doll and it was a human
Mhm.
version. You got one Chucky got killed in a little cell, but it was like two Chuckies in the car too. And then there's the his daughter.
Okay, do you remember? Okay, was that a dream? The end of the Seed of Chucky when she had the daughter and the son. Was that a dream? Was that somebody was having?
No, I think that actually happened, and they were supposed to get in them. Yeah, she had twins,
Mm-hmm.
and they were supposed to jump into the twins' bodies or something like that.
I don't know about that, but
I'm gonna look that up.
but I know that that's why I don't know if it was a dream because in Curse of Chucky and Code of Chucky it didn't mention it no more. I mean, we can just wait and see what happens with the TV series. It could be good with Mancini and Brad Dourif.
All I know is he better not mess this up. I'm gonna rep him a new one. I have no problems doing that because yeah, party pajama.
I did well. I guess we can wait and see about to see what kind of continuation they're gonna go with. Mm. And what have you found out?
Oh, I was trying to figure out what the hell happened to that boy. She didn't have twins. She had one son, one kid.
Oh,
No, wait. She had two.
cause the doll got into I guess that boy's body, a little boy's body.
So it says Jennifer's children,
Yeah.
and Jennifer has a daughter named Glenda. Glenda.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember Glenda. Uh,
Cause they didn't mention it no more.
wait.
You see how they
There's a
got
Glenn and there's a Glenda.
yeah,
Okay.
and you see how right here they got from Child's Play to 2, 3 Bride of Chucky, and then Curse of Chucky and Gold of Chucky. They have horror, and Seed of Chucky. They have fantasy.
What?
The genre.
That
And
ain't no
see,
fantasy. Yeah, it was a fantasy when he did that karate kick or whatever the hell that was. What was the one thing where you had that horrible CGI when he was running like this?
yeah.
I was like, oh. Chucky, and the thing about it is, you don't need to watch no. This is one thing I can't stand about the series because it does a lot of things horror series do. Stop focusing on fucking Chucky. Stop focusing on the villain. You're not supposed to care about the villain. You're supposed to hate that person's guts. You're supposed to care about the characters.
Mm.
That's why when you do. That's why when you do top 10 Nightmare on Elm Street characters, or you ask somebody who their favorite Nightmare on Elm Street characters are, or who their favorite Pumpkinhead characters are, or something like that. Like I look at this stuff all the time. I can't even think who they are because they don't have no memorable characters.
You're very right about that. Like what?
That's why I was saying like I don't want them to go into his
Like no kind
backstory
of
like that.
info on the characters and the,
Like all of them are Cannon father. The only ones that you might have any interest in any of the movies.
mm,
One was the mom from the first one,
mm-hmm.
the cop, the Andy, the nanny from the girl from the second one, maybe the black boy from the third one, and then jump three movies, and then you remember the girl in the wheelchair,
Yeah, Nika.
and you might remember Tiffany. That's like what, six people.
Yeah, not very much there.
So that's why when you asked me about that a while back, not a while back, a few days ago, it was like should it be like give more. exposition on him. We don't need exposition on him. We know what his personality is.
Right.
We know that he likes killing people. My thing is with that too. I don't want him to do this whole every kill has to be different. I want him to actually have a better motivation than just killing. Look, he's a serial killer. We get it. Like what was the one thing where they killed the cop? Right, they blew the nails and hit him in the face, and they came back later on and stabbed him, like doing
Right.
all of
And
this.
he was the Lakeshore Strangler. We don't, I mean, I know he can't strangle nobody with his little tiny hands, but.
Could have grabbed a belt and just slashed it around somebody's neck and
Right.
pulled
He
back.
has suffocated. He's hit people in the face with nails, um, whoop teachers with ruler.
That was hilarious. I love that shot. All you see is the ruler just come up. Whack. That is my stuff right there.
So he's done a lot of different things.
But like I said, I wish they would just kind of rebooted it with the TV series and rebooted it.
Mm.
Now the thing I don't understand about this new one, I don't want it, the new one shouldn't have been a. I don't want to say it shouldn't have been a reboot, but then again, the way the Coda check left, I was like, okay, you can't really get out of that one. Can't get out of that, so you got to reboot. But I wish the television series a reboot as well.
So if they do, or who would you like to see in the series? Nika. Maybe. Well, no. I was gonna say that the woman from the first one, but no.
And she's passed away, ain't she?
Oh yeah, they did mention that she did die.
I mean, yeah. I'm like, why you laugh?
I know.
Wow.
I didn't mean to. Right now, all I can think of is Nika. Everybody else dead.
As far as the original cast, maybe bring back.
Ooh, what if they them two, the guy and the girl from Bride of Chucky,
No.
come back?
Nobody likes them. They sucked. I hated them. They can kiss my ass. I don't want. In fact, since this is a continuation, I don't want nobody to come back. I want all to be a totally new cast.
And where would they place this Chucky doll? Where would like what would the opening be for him to start his thing?
If they this is what I want. Nobody from the original.
Mm-hmm.
Retcon that post credit scene, please retcon it. Let's forget that. Let's say that was something that Andy dreamed of. Why this is what I want to see. And I know I said I didn't want to see it nowadays. I want to see that. I want to see it be set nowadays in a suburban area. I want him to systematically figure out who he's going to kill, and give the reason why he's going to do it. I don't want him to just be killing. I mean, he's a serial killer. That's their thing. Fine, but I want him to have a better reason. I want him to have a reason why he can only pick like say he has out who he can control. I mean, who he can possess. Because at this point, you don't know if he's just killing people, or trying to possess somebody.
Okay, well, he just can't be wandering about. Okay, where would you like his set down place to be? Like what kind of home, or even if a home?
I don't really want that. I want to be kids involved. That's one thing, because say the kids share the doll. Say one
Orphanage?
kid, not really an orphanage, just like you have those close knit communities who. Okay, I know your kids. You know my kids. If you ever need me to watch them, I'll watch them. Like one of those kind of communities.
Okay, but no focusing on just one family.
I wouldn't mind if they had about maybe three character storylines.
Well, now that we've established that he can have multiple Chuckies, are they gonna put that in there, or him jumping from body to body?
And that's why I was like, I don't know how this is gonna play. I don't know how this is gonna play out because of that. But what they're gonna do? Just keep growing the army of Chuckies, like right now, because they done that. There ain't no rules to the whole voodoo thing. So it's like,
right.
That's why I was like, come on.
Like have anybody ever figured out like, okay, we extract his soul from this doll and whatever.
Like, yeah, not like it's like
Killjoy.
It's that movie was terrible. It's like this. Okay. when you do things like that, you have to have rules and restrictions. If Chucky could just do that and just jump bodies, why hasn't somebody else done it? Like that would make more sense. That's why I was like, okay, the rule is you can do this. Like when he did it when he was dying, you can say, hey, the only way you can do this is when you're dying. Then you'd be like, okay, that's a rule, but that's the only way you can do this if you're dying. And it's like now, where's the restriction?
Right, because before that, he was seeing a voodoo man practicing the voodoo arts and stuff. Was Tiffany?
Obviously not. She had a stupid but voodoo for dummy. That was dumb.
Right.
So
like you said, there are no rules to body.
And I'm quite sure Andy's gonna come back. Somehow he's gonna get out. I'm quite sure that they're gonna bring back old girl because I don't know what she's been in since then. So I'm quite sure I might bring back maybe the black boy or the dude that played him in no, that's the same character. They might bring back the black boy from the third one. You might get a cameo or somebody from one of the hell. You might even get the kid, Glenn or Glenda, whatever the hell. But I'm just done. I don't know. I don't understand how it's a continuation. If they would have left, uh, this is why I think they should have went with the continuation part. They should have stopped. They should have made a continuation after the Curse of Chucky. Took the code of Chucky, made that the television series. You're following this girl who's in this insane asylum, and you got 8 episodes of her in this insane asylum while he's slowly doing his thing, slowly taking over people, slowly making people disappear, slowly doing that. You know what I'm saying? That would have made more sense.
Guess we'll just have to see now, won't we?
And not to mention, how the hell name of television series Chucky when the cult of Chucky left off with a lot of Chuckies. So wouldn't it be considered like, I don't know, Chuckies? Chackies?
The House of Chucky.
The House of Chucky. I'm sorry, that comment about Chucky was hilarious. I still laugh at that. ah, so I like I said, it's an interesting premise, but for it to be a continuation, it's like your series is already screwed up. How you gonna go from? How you gonna make a continuation of already messed up series? I don't understand that.
Oh, like I said, we'll just have to see.
Well, you know what? I might take that back slightly because I like Evil Dead, and Evil Dead's kind of not consistent. The movie series is, but then the television series follows the events of the movies. So, and I actually like the series. I'm pissed off that they canceled it and the Mia and Ash never got together. So, not together. They never met. But so that's up in the air. But as I'm on the fence about it, but I'm off the fence. I'm not gonna say I don't have my expectations or whatever, but just I'm done.
Okay.
I'm gonna give me some more of that blackberry pie. God.
All right. Close us out.
Look, guys, if y'all think, tell me in the comment section below. Let us know what the hell you think this whole Chucky is gonna what they're gonna do with this. I haven't seen who's gonna be starring in it. I haven't seen really anything about the characters. We're definitely gonna talk about that when we get to see who's gonna be cast and who's new and recurring characters. Because of course they're gonna bring back some of the originals, which at this point there's not too many of them left like that. But
right.
So, just give us your general thoughts here, because I think Child's Play television series is a good idea, but continuing off a already fucked up franchise ain't the way to go. But this guy's got some balls, because if he's got faith that he can make a good 8 episode series out this nasty ass series, and I say nasty, I mean like fucked up, not like
yeah, we know.
Okay. And I think that honestly, I think the sci-fi would be a perfect network to actually sponsor it, to feature it.
They're full of crazy ideas.
But hopefully, yes. Guys in the comment section below, again, let us know what are your thoughts about the television series of our favorite doll, killer, serial killer doll, or whatever. Do you think it's a good idea? Give us ideas on where you think the direction of the series could